What is up, guys? My name's Kamal, and today I'm going to show you the build that I use on Nekros whenever I feel the urge or the need to go out and farm some resources. Um, so don't worry about the weapons that I use. Really, the main thing that you're going to want to look for is something with high slash damage. So an Amprex Hunter's Munition build is good. Tigger's Prime. Let's see, like a good Astilla build. You want to have slash damage. The reason being, Nekros' main ability that you're going to be using for farming resources is going to be Desecrate. When you slash something or you kill it with slash damage, it's going to break into multiple pieces and drop additional loot. That's why I have Mr. Slicey Slice here. So, the build itself. I mean, we got Corrosive Projection, which is going to reduce the enemy's armor by 30%, which is just absolutely phenomenal. The main thing that you can see that I go for in this build is mostly balance, with a little bit leaning more towards duration and range, just so I don't have to worry about my Shield of Shadows dying as often. So let's go over it. We got the Corrosive Projection, like I said, to reduce the enemy's armor by 30%. Absolutely phenomenal. We have this right here. It helps you move around a bit, slide around a bit, especially if you're using a Maiming Strike type build. This is an extremely good mod to have. So we got the slide, reduced friction, and then also ability range. We're going to come right down here. We have Vitality to give him a little bit more life. Now, granted, Nekros does have a higher base shield than he does life, but I don't care. I prefer to go to Vitality. I'm going to tell you right now, the builds that I show you, majority of the time, actually, I don't think they will ever be the best builds that you can come up with. They're the builds that I prefer to play. So that's what we're looking at. We have Vitality right here, giving us 360% additional health, bringing it up to 660. We have Primed Continuity to give us that duration. Constitution, because knockdown is not good, especially not on a frame with only 65 armor. Pardon me. So we have the ability duration, there we go, and the faster knockdown recovery with Constitution. We have Despoil. Now, Despoil is extremely strong. This is another reason why we've gone with efficiency. So Despoil, what it does is it takes your Desecrate, and as you can see, it makes it cost health rather than energy, which is fantastic. I'll get a little bit more deeper into the meat and potatoes and that here in just a moment. Got Stretch for even more range. We've got Umbral Intensify. A regular Intensify will work completely fine. I happen to have enough to fit Umbral in instead of Intensify without having to do anything different to the build, so it went on there. We've got Streamline, which is going to give us that efficiency, and then Shield of Shadows. With Shield of Shadows out, you take 6% less damage for each. 6% less damage for each dead Shadow of the Dead. I don't really know what to call them. Zombie beings respawned, those guys. So each time you do that, you'll pull up about 7. I think 7's about the cap, and then it goes up more if you happen to get something that dies and breaks up. Like, I'll notice in times where I have like 12 of them out, but I believe the damage reduction maxes out at 90%. So yeah, that's the mod build. This is the one that I use. Like I said, you can modify it to fit your playstyle much more if that's something that you're into. This is just what I use. I also use Arcane Tempo because one of my favorite guns to use with this build is the Astilla. I showed you guys that last week. And so looking at his abilities, you've got Soul Punch. It's pretty powerful. Pretty fucking powerful. I don't use it very often though. I take Nekros out, like I said, for this and this. Now, Terrify is actually extremely good CC. It doesn't just like confuse people or make them stop attacking you. It legitimately makes them turn around and run the fuck away. And that's pretty awesome. Desecrate, so like if you happen to, before I go on to this, if you happen to have your Shield of Shadows or Shield of the Dead drop, Terrify everything, cast it again. You shouldn't let them drop, and I'll explain why here in a moment. But so Desecrate, because of the efficiency on here, it's only costing 7 health per body part that I Desecrate. That's very good. One thing that I didn't quite understand about Nekros when I first started playing the game a year or so ago is that with the Desecrate ability, it's a turn on turn off ability. It doesn't really say anything on there, but it's a you don't cast it and then everything around you fucking desecrates. You turn it on and then everything as it dies just desecrates. So keep that in mind. Shield of Shadows. Shield of Shadows is fucking amazing. So you pull up, says right here, enemies affected 7. So you pull up 7 enemies around you that have recently died. So that means if you happen to fucking nuke down, let's say, a Juggernaut and a couple fucking arcane healers, or not arcane healers, but ancient healers, then you can cast that and you can pull them back up. Now, Shield of Shadows has another thing on here that it doesn't tell you. Like, this is great because it increases their damage, their health, their shield, all that kind of shit. And it also reduces the amount of damage that you take. Now, the thing about Shield of Shadows that isn't in here, that a lot of people don't know, is you can actually recast it while you have a full set of shadows out, and it heals them. So if you've got an optimal group of shadows that you don't want to have, like, you don't want them to drop, you don't want them to die because, well, it makes sense you wouldn't want them to if they're very strong. What you can do is you can just keep an eye on their health, you know, and as soon as they start to get a little bit low on health, like 50, 25%, whatever you feel comfortable with, you can recast Shield of Shadows to get them back up. Now, what I want to do real quick is I'm going to take you into a game and just kind of show you. I'm just going to go into just kind of a high-level survival and show you. So this is what I use for the Maiming Strike build, but we'll get more in depth with that one. The reason that I use that is because of the ribbon. All right, let's go over to the void. And we'll see the possibilities of this build. Just kind of display it to you guys. Now I'm going into a high level one just so you can see, just real quick, you know, burn a couple things down. And I want you guys to fully understand the durability and, I guess, usability of this build. As soon as we load in, there we go. There she blows. So, first thing you do is not turn on Desecrate. You don't want to do that yet. I mean, you can. You definitely can. But it's not necessary. Alright, so we'll get some enemies to spawn. And then... Oh, come on, man. Shiver me timbers. Where you at? Alright, so, do that. Kill a few enemies. Get some stuff dead. Alright, now we got our Shield of Shadows out. We're taking 60% less damage. Alright, we turn on our Desecrate. And now, we just kill everything. And you see these guys, my shadows are starting to die a little bit. So, recast it. Re-get 7 of them, and the ones that didn't die yet are now back at full life. Now, Shield of Shadows isn't something that you do have to cast as often. I'm just kind of trying to, you know, like I said, show you guys that once they do start taking damage, you can quite simply just recast it. Boom, full life again. It's great. It's a fun, fantastic ability. So yeah, I mean that's gonna be the Nekros build. I'm gonna go ahead and finish out this run, but I'm not gonna make you guys sit and watch me do it. If you guys enjoyed the video, please feel free, click like, click subscribe. Don't if you don't want to. I don't give a shit. Later.